Welcome back to Morgan's video blog, Morgan's online blog in video format. Today I'm here to share with you 3 tips for deciding what point of view to use. So this has been a week of all the new things. Partially because Amazon Prime was last week, Amazon Prime Day, and I had a little space in my budget, and also I've been dealing with this new story idea I told you about last week. So every day this week has been something new. Last week, I finally replaced my fitness tracker that I broke up with 2 months ago. If you're going to make me unpair and repair every time I sync and lose all the data since last time I synced other than this one day, you're not worth it. So I had this little gray guy instead of the purple guy you may have seen in my earlier videos. And so this thing has been reminding me to get up and walk around every hour during my day job, which has me actually using the MyFitnessPal app to monitor my meal intakes, which led me to put in a work order request for a sitting to standing desktopper thing that all my coworkers are getting, which led me to finding a $50 elliptical on Craigslist that's right there looming over me, and it's 6 foot high. I'm not even 6 feet high. Waiting for this weekend to see if I can fit it in my little tiny spare bedroom that I'm using as a workout room. And I picked up an Instapot this week. A friend came over and mostly she, experimented. I'm still getting used to my new grocery store, and I might have to switch because they don't have mixed veggies in a bag bigger than this. Who does that? But the honey garlic glazed chicken my friend made was amazing, and we finally got back to watching Grace and Frankie. I'm still on season 2. For the first time since I moved. So it's good to be starting to fall back into those regular habits, you know? And remember that story I was talking about last week, the one that I was scared to write, worried that it might never measure up? Well, I'm about 900 words into it, and for the life of me, I cannot decide if I want to use first person or third person point of view. True, I could also debate tense, but I'm comfortable in past tense, and I'm not looking to switch it up for the novel. You are so much more likely to see me say stuff like, "The welcoming aroma of a savory stew drifted past the cupboards and made my stomach grumble, but character politely ignored it." Then, "The welcoming aroma of a savory stew drifts past the cupboards and makes my stomach grumble, but character politely ignores it." Yeah, no, I like past tense. So, when picking a point of view, how do you decide? Well, ask yourself, what are you most comfortable with? Well, me, I'm most comfortable with first person. It's how I think, it's how I see my world and characters. I mean, when I'm first learning about my world and characters, I just take notes, but when I'm starting a story, I fall into first person. Second question to ask yourself, what are the genre expectations? Now, traditionally novels have been in third person, partially because you have options in third that you don't have in first person. You can have outside information. You can be all-knowing. If you have more than one main character, it can be less confusing for the reader. And instead of all-knowing, you can also do what's known as third-person close, in which your story is told basically from a GoPro watching over the main character or characters that it can also dip into your character's head and share their thoughts with the readers. But I write YA and maybe middle grade, a chapter book. I don't know what this thing is turning into. And these days, first person is becoming more and more popular. So when you're deciding for you, look at what your genre is doing. What are the trends and what are the preferences, and which do you like better personally? You're allowed to do what makes you happy. Which leads us into number 3. What feels right for your story? When all else fails, just see what works. If you need to, write a chapter in one point of view and then switch it to the other and see which feels better to you. Personally, my third person still feels a little clunky, but I'd like my story to have kind of a fairy tale feel to it, so I'm going to keep trying and see if I can get it. If I can get into this third person point of view storytelling. So this is a case of it's wrong for me, but it might be right for the story. I'll just have to keep writing to see if I made the right call. How do you decide what point of view and what tends to use in your stories? Have you ever gotten it wrong? Let me know and feel free to comment below. And as always, subscribe and tune in next week for more writing tips and writerly musings. See ya.